Welcome back, Gale Force, and thank you for attending my presentation about Eirika, one of the two lords from Sacred Stones, and first let's talk about her traits. Eirika is with you from the very beginning of the game and is force deployed on all of the early maps. After Chapter 8, you'll get to choose whether to follow her or her brother's storyline. Choosing hers leads to her becoming the main protagonist and force deployed for all of the maps for the rest of the game. Choosing Ephraim has her required for only two. Erica's bases are surprisingly okay for being a level 1 sword lord, and her E rank base swords is somewhat deceiving as she'll likely grow out of it by the end of chapter 1 or 2 at the latest. She comes with solid growths across the board with none below 30%, though her highest growths are unfortunately in skill, speed, and luck. Erica's long term effectiveness will depend on a number of factors. If she gets lucky with her strength, defense, or resistance growths early on, she'll likely become a competent, if not outstanding, unit later on. If she does not, however, she'll struggle to have any meaningful impact after the route split, even on her own path. Following her path does give her more opportunities to level up, which makes it more likely for her to reach the stat threshold she desires, but her potential will become severely gimped no matter what on Ephraim's route due to her absence for such a long period of time, leaving her severely lacking in EXP when she rejoins and effectively making her a sitting duck. Beyond this, Eirika has one more issue. She remains locked to the worst weapon type in the game and will never have a 1 to 2 range option even after promoting. Even in the late game, the grand majority of the monster type enemies that wield weapons have lances, putting Eirika in a really unfortunate situation. Despite all of these potential flaws, Eirika still has a completely viable place in most endgame teams should one want to use her. Her automatic gain of a late game effective weapon that grants her a huge strength bonus as well as gaining a mount allows her a niche utility as a unit that can traverse maps quickly and, when not at a weapon triangle disadvantage, actually has quite a good chance of avoiding being hit. In addition to this, she can support with her brother Ephraim and Seth, the greatest unit in all of Fire Emblem, to form a sort of late game, high movement offensive battery. She will almost certainly be the weakest of the three, but that isn't much of a knock against her when you look at who you're comparing her against. In conclusion, Eirika is an okay unit who becomes significantly better under the right circumstances, but is merely a shadow of a unit when compared to her brother. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell if you'd like to get notified when I post a new video. A special thank you to patrons 60 Sweep, Gorilla Danny, and Bosnia for subscribing at the Paladin tier, and Average Stat Pat and Caius Griffin for subscribing at the Great Lord tier. And also to YouTube members Jerry for joining at the Paladin tier, and Caius Griffin, who again joined at the Great Lord tier. I'd really appreciate if you checked out the links in the description if you can, but otherwise, have a great rest of your day.